Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I am going to do a straight pour, dirty pour with pearls combination. So, I have mixed up my paints and I've done one before and the blue one turned out fantastic. The silver one, it turned out nice, but it didn't have as much depth to it. So I thought I'm going to do another one. I have been saving this colour. I've had it for a while, for ages, because I can't get any more of it. It is Jadite from Extreme Sheen. So I love it, and I've been kind of hoarding onto it, waiting for the right time, and I thought now's the right time. So it's got to be greens. I've got Jadite and Emerald, both in Extreme Sheen, and I have also added silver in Extreme Sheen too. So they are here, and they are mixed 10 grams paint to 10 grams Australian floetrol. Mixed in, I'll give them an extra little stir before I start using them, but I'll put them aside for the moment. And then I have my black. My black is marte, can never remember the name, marte Studio Acrylics, I think. And that is mixed 70 grams paint, 140 grams floetrol, and 22 grams water. I normally only use 21 grams, but 1 extra gram fell in, and that shouldn't make any difference. It's only a tiny amount. I have a 12 by 16 canvas, and I think that's about it for prep work. Now it's just a matter of getting to the pouring. So what I do is I give everything a good stir. Now I need to do a base coat for this. So what I have to do is I'm pouring in probably about 2/3 of this paint and just leave about 1/3 at the bottom. I think that might be about it, maybe a tiny bit more. Alrighty, so that is done. Now, I just have to coat the canvas with this. So it's just a matter of spreading it around to coat all the surfaces and the sides. And then I don't tilt it over the edges, I just tilt it so it's relatively even. I will pause this and I will come back once I've done that so you can see what I do next. Okay, I'm back. So I've spread it around. I haven't tilted it as much as it's not perfectly even. It doesn't really matter. So now with my cup. Whoa, that was close. I've been known for being a little bit clumsy. So, yeah. Now, with what's left in my cup, what I need to do now is I just give my metallics, my Extreme Sheens ones a quick stir. Then from a good height, dump it down. So pour it down. Most of it will sink and then it will start sitting on top. That's fine. Then I'm just going to scrape the rest in. I like to use up every little bit that I've got because I only make up what paint, well, I try to only make up what paint I'm going to use. So depending on the pour, I've got a couple of my ghost wipes. I always make up, I never use as much paint as I have. So now I might go the silver. So again, give it a little stir just to make sure that it's nice and evenly mixed. And try and pour it at the same spot from a height. It will smash down into the other colour. Scrape out what's left. and then the jadite. So I hope this turns out as good as I wanted it to, because I've been saving this for so long, waiting. I was waiting until I could get more, but I still haven't been able to get more, so I thought just use it because I want to see what it looks like. And again, pour that down in over the other colours. Now it's starting to float. Just scrape the rest out. You don't have to scrape it out, but I don't want to waste one drop of any of this. Okay, so that's all the paints in there now. So all I'm going to do is pinch the cup roughly where I poured it in. Doesn't have to be exact. Now, at first, we want it to be a dirty pour. So we want it to smash down onto the top and kind of bury itself. So from a reasonable height, I pour it in. I know it looks black, but there is colour in there for sure. I can tell you now. And now as it gets lower, I come down closer. And we're going to get some of this metallic sit on top. Doesn't look like I'm getting as much sitting on top as I would have tried for. But that's fluid art for you. It's saying I'm doing my own thing. Okay, so yeah, not as much. Sometimes I prefer it when more actually sinks down. I gotta just tilt this because it's coming this way a little bit too much. Okay, that's good. I just didn't want it to start coming off the edge because it would keep pulling it over. Now, we have so many bubbles in this because we did it as a dirty pour. So I'm going to get my blowtorch and just lightly go over it, popping the bubbles. I can see thousands of bubbles popping, even if you guys can't. So don't keep it in one spot at all, always move it around. Okay, I think that's about it. There's still a few bubbles, but most of them have been popping. Put that down where it's not going to burn anything. Now with this, more will develop. The longer you kind of leave this initial part, the more that will come to the surface. If you start tilting quite quickly, you will actually tilt off a lot of pearls or cells that are likely to appear. So it's up to you how quickly you decide you're going to start tilting. I'm probably going to tilt soon because it keeps wanting to go to the edge. And I don't want to stand here for 5 minutes while you guys wait to see if anything else appears. This last bit that sat on top will always stay the same. You can stretch it to change its shape, but it will never sink down. It will always be there on top now. Okay, am I recording? Yes, that timer's moving. Okay, starting to go over, so I am going to start tilting. I'm just going to gently tilt sideways. Just want to get some of this paint moving. And at first I always go forward and then straight back, so I'm not adjusting the picture too much. This way a little bit, across, and then back. Just remember, pardon me, once cells or pearls have appeared, you will change their shape the more you tilt. So you just have to watch them and make sure you're not making ugly bits. But we have to tilt over the edges anyway, so you just have to kind of just take it easy a little bit. Alright, I am going to go over this corner first. So I'm just going to go slow. I actually might want my corner catcher for this. So I'm going to put my corner catcher on, which I really could do with the bigger corner catcher, I think. Just go slowly. Once you start seeing it going over the edge, try to get it in that corner. Is it there? Yep, now it's reached that corner. Bring it back before you take your catcher off. Now I'm going to keep bringing that paint back down into the center. Now I'm going to go for this corner down the bottom here. My paint there, yep. So I can see the emerald and I can see the silver. I can't see much of the jadeite. So again, go all the way into the corner. Once you hit that corner, come back out. Alright, I can see some jadeite coming up now. Take that corner catcher off. Bring your paint back to the center. Now I'm going to go the bottom corner first. Oops, I have to get down onto my knee. A little bit more stable for me. So all the way down. Go in that corner. And then come back. Take that corner catcher off and continue to bring the paint back into the center. Now, my last corner to go. Bringing it through. Okay, in the corner, bring it back. Take the corner catcher off. Now what I like to do now is just double check that your corners and your sides are actually covered, because sometimes the corner catcher prevents a little bit from hitting those very bottom corners. If you just dab a little bit on now, I just run my finger underneath and then dab it. Okay, so a lot of the colour is all on this side and not on this side. I am going to go back and tilt some off. Just don't hit the edge of the canvas with that centre part, otherwise it will get stuck on that corner and won't come back. So tilting and bringing things back. I may go a little bit more that way and then down to this corner. Always get a frog in my throat when I start doing videos. So again, I'm just tipping off some colour, or some paint actually, not colour, and then bringing it back. Now, as you can see, some of these cells are starting to change shape now because, or they've come up and now you're adjusting them by tilting them different directions. Have a look, see what else you want or you don't want. I'm going to go back. So yes, I'm tipping off one side more than the other. It's the color, the side that's more blank, doesn't have a lot of color in it, is the side I'm trying to stretch out, but don't let that center piece hit the edge. Bringing it back. So can you see the pearls developing at the top up there? That's because that side has been stretched the most. So I'm going to place it down. I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much tilting off without affecting it too much. So I'm now just going to run my fingers underneath and just push off that excess paint that's sitting under the canvas. So I think for me, tilting is done. The more tilting I do from now, the more I'm going to affect it. And I don't want too much more of this wiggly lines. It's not enough to make it look bad, but if I do it too much, it may start going very out of shape. Now, we go back to the blowtorch. Well, I do. This part is not 100% necessary. I just want to pop any more spare bubbles that are sitting in there, because I know there's a lot. Okay, looking good. Now is what we call the waiting game. So see how these pearls have developed over this corner, and there's also a couple over here. More should develop, and even these parts that are already on the surface, they should expand more, push into each other and create a little bit more depth or dimension. Even through here, it may change. Usually this one bit here won't, but the rest should change, and hopefully change its shape a little bit to make it look a little bit more different. But so far, I'm liking it. So hopefully more pearls will come up around this edge and more development will happen over here. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to leave it approximately 10 to 15 minutes and then come back, and we'll see what has actually developed, what has changed, and what hasn't. And there is colour over this side. The lighting doesn't show it as much, but it's not as heavy a colour as what you see through the centre part and through over here. Alright, let's pause it and we'll be back soon. Okay, we're back. So, more has developed, more pearls, and the pearls have got more stronger. I've got more definition that has come up through this area around here. And even through all this, it's not as easy to see probably on the camera, but I can see it. There's lots and lots of little pearls that have come up within the colour. So it's just kind of made a slightly darker patch of a pearl inside the colour that's already there. So this is actually turned out pretty cool. There is not as much green as I was expecting, especially in the pearls. The pearls have mostly come up silver. Again, you don't always know. So there is jadite in some of these pearls, the silver pearls. And I got a feeling this is a lot of jadite through here, maybe even mixed with some of the emerald. So, quite cool. Different again to what the last one is. And that's the thing, I do get different results each time. Sometimes, so this time I poured most of the paint off that way. And by doing so, I've created all these pearls over this side, but I haven't really got a lot over here. But I didn't want to pour off too much of the colour because I was not sure what was going to pop back up. So it just depends on how much. If you wanted to, you could actually have less black in your cup before you put your extreme sheens in there, or you could use more, or you could pour them into a separate cup. That way you could actually pour some black into the cup, then put your extreme sheens in there, then put some black again over the top, and that will give you different results again. So it's quite a fun way to kind of just do an artwork and see what you're going to get. So I'll show you the blue one. So this is sapphire, aquamarine and silver. So as you can see, quite different. A lot more pearls came up, especially around the center, but not so much around the edges. When this one, I've got more pearls around the edges and not so much in the center. So, different results, same technique. And that is the fun part. If I did these only, like if I didn't do other pours in between, I would learn the paints a little bit better and know exactly how to force more pearls in a certain area. But I like doing different things all the time. I don't want to stand and do the same artwork over and over. Plus I don't want to bore you guys. So I try and mix it up and spread out what type of artworks I do. I have also, while off camera, I have scraped all my edges. I've done that twice now. And you just need to do that until you see that it's no longer dripping. It looks like it has stopped now. So this may still develop in the next 15 more minutes. Probably not a lot, but it will still probably change a slight amount. So I'm going to get the camera, bring you down for a close-up and show you what I can see. Okay, so this is it from my angle. This corners are always a bit dark because that's where the light isn't getting, and I have a slight ring line over here, but I can't stop that without, it will make the picture a little bit too dark, I think. But as you can see, this is where the last part was, the straight pour. And this is all the dirty pour around and where the pearls have developed. So you do get kind of, if you wanted more of the straight pour, just bring your cup down closer to the canvas earlier and don't do so much of the high dirty pour part. But there is effects and colours throughout this, all the way to the edges. The lighting with the extreme sheen doesn't always behave. There's pearls all the way across. Here's this center part that sat on top, kind of giving more bright colors. More pearls all the way around. See this? There is color over this edge. You just don't always see it as good. And look, pearls popping up within other pearls in a way, or other cells. So quite cool results, and these look really good when they're dried. So it's a bit of fun. Let me turn this off and see what happens. Now you get my reflection. So you lose the colour down the bottom part, but that's just because the light's not hitting it. But as you can see, it's quite a cool little pour. Different each time. I love how you get those different effects, and I think it's pretty cool. No, it doesn't like my reflection. So the black is black. Let me see. Oh, there, see that angle. There we go. So the colours are definitely there. Just I really need to get another light, but they just haven't got more back in stock because I want to have one either side to highlight the canvas a bit more. But yeah, so this is it. This is the half straight pour, half dirty pour in a pearl pour colours or pearl pour paint. So have fun, mix up the colours, see what you get. I usually try to do similar colours, like 2 different greens or 2 different blues, but I will start putting in some other colours into it and see what I actually get from there. So have a great day, everyone. Have fun. So comment, like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell and click all. And I'll see you soon for another pour. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.